6,260 pounds, all loaded up with all the trimmings and then some. If you take a Cherokee 255RR, half-ton towable fifth wheel toy hauler, which is they almost just basically don't exist. This is this is the exception, not the rule. Ooh, I like the stars and stripes flying in the background there. Nice little unintentional but awesome shot. This is what it looks like. This is the Black Label edition. It has the beautiful fiberglass skin, frameless windows, and a whole bunch of other things. We've outfitted it with power jacks, a hidden option, the Happy Jack power bed lift in the garage area to maximize your potential sleeping and or cargo capacity, and basically every other thing, including the solar option we could apply. That's what this one is here. We like to build these. We'll keep a couple of them in stock. Very simple, almost a base model, and then we'll keep a couple in stock all loaded up like this. So as we go, I'm going to try to point out the things that are upgrades so that you can understand which one's which and what you might be looking at when you visit us here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. The cool thing with any hauler is just its sheer flexibility, and we've really maximized that here by including what's kind of called a hidden option. The Happy Jack power bed lift up top here, you can see how you can drop that down for an extra sleeping space if needed, or just take that mattress out and use it in a sense like a cargo attic in a way. That is not something you typically find on the normal Cherokee build sheet, however. But because Cherokee also includes the Wolfpack fifth wheel toy hauler family, it's a feature that you can kind of request, and since they already use it somewhere in-house, they can just source it and slap it on, basically. And it's something that I think a lot of people enjoy, and because it is so high when it gets out of the way, as you'll see in a minute, it doesn't really eat up any of your loading space. So that's what it looks like in the up position, just for what it's worth. And just so you know, you can drop that power bed lift down further than where I had it displayed. I did that just kind of for demonstrational purposes. Also for demonstrational purposes, if you are using this for sleeping space, you can do a little bit of what I call the buddy bunk, where, you know, if you got a couple dudes, or maybe you've got a grandson and granddaughter, and you don't, you know, you want to have a little separation in there, you can just kind of take those back wedge cushions and put them on top of that sleeper table in the middle and have a hard divider between them. But if you're going to do that, frankly, you know, another thing you could do, you could just leave the table in the up position and just take the backer cushions off and lean them against the wall at night, because you're still getting the same size sleeper space when you do that. But when we get those cushions out of the way and set that table up, you see what I'm talking about here. You got this free-floating folding leg table, and it gives you up to like a 6 adult seating capacity. You can really have family friends over here, have a good time. And that table being free-floating and lightweight like that, you want to take it out under the patio awning out here on the ramp, you could do whatever you want with it. But at some point, you're going to want to get these out of the way so you can load whatever it is you're loading. Which actually raises a really good question. What can you put in here? Well, the short answer is just about anything you want, short of like a little folding biplane. But and I say that because we've actually had somebody ask us about something like that. So you can see carpetless and D-rings all over the place, and it is dovetailed on the back, so you're not going to rip the pipes off your, you know, Goldwing or your Harley or whatever when you're loading in here. Very, very important, obviously. And this is not wide body like most fifth wheel toy haulers, which is one of the reasons that it keeps its price and its weight in check. It's a good, you know, casual individual use hauler. So motorcycles, golf carts, a lot of side-by-side ATVs will fit. But here's the thing, guys. There's a million different things. So, like, people will send me 100 messages a year. Will my Polaris fit? What Polaris? I don't know what Polaris you have. So here's the thing to do. Get the measurements of your toy, your device, your object, your whatever. Contact our team, because some people want to know the width here, some people want to know the width here, they want to know the height to that cabinet or the clearance between the cabinets. There's too many measurements for me to sit here and just start rattling off a math equation to you. You're going to get really tired of that very quickly. My voice is bad enough as it is, right? At least that's what my wife says, and I'm probably inclined to agree with her, because I've been told that whatever she says, I say, yes, ma'am. But, yes, dear. You get the idea. The fact is, you can load almost anything in here. If you have a specific thing you have questions about, call our team. We will hand measure whatever you want to ensure a perfect match with what you have. And I see those big cabinets up there. Another thing I want to point out, it's easy to miss, and I love that they've gone to these. I guess they're called zebra shades. I call them hypno shades because they just have that really hypnotic kind of thing going on with you. You can get as much light, as much privacy, as much whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want it in here. As we back up, both sides of our bench area have household and USB plugs, and that's just another Cherokee thing that they are very good at. Something else they're good at that really shines in this floor plan. This model has just a ton of storage capacity. And it's kind of funny, these overhead cabinets are so big, they're almost awkward to try to get into the camera. You're definitely going to need a 2 or 3 step stool to get to them, but the fact is, this has storage that a travel trailer version of this floor plan can't match, because this is very similar to a lot of different floor plans, like a 24 Wolfpack or something like that, but giving you that fifth wheel capability, kind of cool, which also raises the roof and gives us all these extra big cabinets. That is a convection microwave oven, by the way, and one of the few areas inside of the RV you will see the Black Label package actually affect the trailer is here in the kitchen. It will give you solid surface countertops instead of sealed edge. You've got a split solid surface cover, which for the sink, which I just have on the stove right now to get out of the way so you can look at that high-rise sprayer faucet overlooking the black stainless sink, which just has such a good look to it. Over here, this is really neat. This is either a closet with your TV hookups above, pretty normal location in a lot of RVs, but what's neat is you see the HDMI plug on the right next to that light fixture. It's going to talk to your Furrion entertainment system here. So if you add a TV, first of all, there's inside and outside mounts for it. Secondly, you can plug in like a Roku stick and get high-def entertainment. But the thing is, this is also a really, really good walk-in pantry. But not on just that side of the closet. On both sides, you'll find pantry shelf space above and below. And I don't want to overlook this. This is a really big, important, awesome update. The recent adoption of the 12-volt, 10.7 cubic foot compressor fridge. This is, I think, I did the math, it's like 70.3% bigger than the old fridge that used to come in this thing. It cools faster. It's supremely traveling friendly. You combine, it only draws 3 amps, so it's fairly off-grid friendly, especially when you add that and combine that with the roof solar package that we'll talk about later. This is an awesome off-grid rig that now just has more cold storage capacity than it's ever had before. And I've never heard anyone ever complain that the fridge was too big in an RV. The upstairs of this RV, it's a little plain, but that's okay to me because it's got a nice clean appearance. It's very effective, and they spend the right money in the right places. Like you got that foot flush stool with plenty of legroom, and up here you'll see that you have one of those larger vent fans to give you some really good airflow. And once again, with the solar package giving us all the 12 volt we pretty much want, handy feature to have. And that is actually the reason these doors are slotted, so that you can keep your door shut for privacy and still get good airflow in here. You don't get that heat exhaust. Next to that big radius shower, we also have a large vanity. And a neat thing, you see a light above and a light below the medicine cabinet. The light below is a motion sensor, which itself is a light, but it is also activating the light that's on the ceiling. So this has automatic bathroom lights. Just one last thing you have to go slapping around on the wall to try to find a switch at night on, And this right here, this is the sealed edge countertop type material that you would normally find in the kitchen. So even in the Black Label, you can still sort of see what a traditional standard series 255RR kitchen would look like. And I like to point out that in a smaller fifth wheel, you usually have that ankle breaker step, but they have it really pushed to the front. That's there for structural integrity. There's a lot of steel and stuff under that. But it's really at a spot where it's not going to trip you up. It's not where you're going to be stepping on it. You have household and USB outlets on either side and full-length hanging closets. But little touches, like up here, they actually have like a handy little phone shelf. You've got a headboard-mounted outlet. And over here, this USB hub is also doubling as a potential Bluetooth speaker mount for a specific Furrion Bluetooth speaker. We are not backup camera ready. There's a backer, there we go, in the wall for a TV if you're so inclined across from the bed. And the bed is easy lift with a nice storage chest below here with more storage below that in the basement area. Below that upper deck, this thing has a side to front massive belly storage compartment. Frankly, I think this is bigger than a lot of luxury fifth wheel toy haulers here at a half-ton segment. Now, I've used that word half-ton a few times. Understand, half-tons have a greater towing variance and capacity in comparison to any other potential vehicle on the road. Every truck's a little different. Every truck, trailer, and hitch is like a thumbprint. They look the same, but they're different. Give our team a call and let us run the numbers to make sure it's going to be safe before you just go, making assumptions, because you can't just say half-ton towable and then assume that it applies to all of them. The fact is, though, with this thing having no slides and it only being 8 foot wide and not super duper crazy tall like some of these things, it is far lighter and more half-ton capable than any other fifth wheel toy hauler I've personally seen, anyway. And that the high gloss on it, it's the exact same gloss and skin system that you'd find on the Cherokee toy hauler cousin, the Wolf Pack, which is basically just a Cherokee made a little bit bigger and wider. You might notice how you're getting frameless windows as well, those heavy, beautiful tinted windows, and the magnet holdbacks on those baggage doors. Also, you saw the gas grill quick connect under that baggage compartment, as well as a side solar prep plug. Although one of the things that I mentioned, we like to build all of our Cherokees, whether it's the standard series or here with a little bit of black label razzle dazzle to it. We like to put the juice pack solar package on them, which gives us a 50 watt roof solar panel that we'll see, as well as the voltmeter inside and the battery disconnect. And we'll talk a little bit more about that when we do get up there on the roof, since we have added the always-on side mount roof ladder that you see there. Before we get there, though, a couple things. You can see a black tank flush, as well as a full exterior courtesy light that's on a separate switch. So if you need to use those sewer hookups in the morning or evening hours, you can actually see what you're doing and then shut that light off and have to monkey with everything else. Also, a full outside utility shower, handy feature, because that's going to give you hot and cold water. The aluminum wheels just tie right into the black label thing. That's actually part of the package versus like a mag wheel system. And these have tire pressure indicator caps, so that at a glance, if you look at that little valve stem, if it's red and not green, stop. Red means stop. Put some air in it. Another optional piece of equipment that we like to put on these, especially in the black label series here, is the power stabilizer jacks on the rear. Now, you have power front leveling jacks on these fifth wheels, that's normal, but the power stab jacks on the back will help. Just everything's push button easy now, and just in front of that you have a handy little sewer hose caddy, which is something that Cherokee does on all of their toy haulers, whether it's a Gray Wolf or all the way up here into this fully loaded black label Cherokee. As we come past the ramp patio party deck, which is yet another optional piece of equipment, we will probably put that on here regardless of whether it's black label or not, though. It's just, it feels like a feature that you just have to have anymore. I'm surprised it's even optional on some of these things. Above that, though, we have backup camera prep and an aggressive flood loading light. And what's cool about that is if you want to hang out here in the evening hours, it's got a cool little kind of nighttime vibe going on. Plus, of course, you've got lighting under that awning, and that is an easy tilt awning as well. There's also the handy little pet leash latch down there, which obviously the intention is, keeping your four-legged furry friends from running around. But another thing you can do is, like I've mentioned, you could use this for like kayaks and bicycles and other things other than just like a Harley, and it's cool. Harley's fine, but not everyone. That's not their thing. Not every single person. So if you've got little stuff, or if you want to keep your lawn furniture from blowing away in the wind, you can kind of tie it all down and strap it here. Also, you have outside TV hookups skirted on either side by your outside speakers. So again, should you choose to add a TV to this RV, there's just several different places it could go, or you could get several different screens. The stark polar white nature of the roofing here and all of the fixtures will help keep a ton of heat out of this RV, because white just doesn't absorb light like black would. Especially critical right here on the air conditioner shroud. A lot of brands like to use black because it looks cool, and it does look awesome, but it will generate extra heat and make that air conditioner work a little bit harder. You won't have that issue here. Dometic kind of cover right there, that is on that Max Air vent fan, which is part of one of the upgrade bundles on this. And the roof solar prep package, that is completely optional. We tend to put that on just about everything. And here's the thing, it's not intended to be the be-all end-all of solar. It's a very casual camper focused solar package, and it makes a lot of sense. It's not terribly expensive. It's very little. It's only like $200-300 or something like that. But what it's going to do for you is a couple things. It's a 50-watt high efficiency panel, but notice it's a fixed raised panel so that it gets airflow under it, so that it stays working. Because if it gets too hot, which considering it's made to absorb sunlight, it's going to get warm. If it gets too hot, it quits working very well. So organically, it has great airflow above and below it. It is intended to help extend the lifespan of your batteries, not give you potentially indefinite battery function with that 12-volt refrigerator, which is just awesome that they have those bigger compressor fridges now. Thing is, you've got extra room up here. If you want to go solar crazy on this thing, you can. But what that's going to do for you, according to Cherokee's testing, is give you 55 hours per battery. So add a second battery. We're obviously very extended weekend capable. Supplement that with a portable side mount panel, and suddenly you are indefinitely capable. So even though, like right now, it helps you get an extended dry camp weekend, which is going to be enough for most of us. If you want to go serious, like, hey, I want to go out for 2 weeks in the desert and ride around on my whatever, well, get a side panel, add a second battery, and voila, you're good to go. That's all it takes. So it's a very easily scalable system, and that's what I like about it. And it doesn't require any installation to do that. You just, you know, put on a battery. Frankly, we'd probably do it for you here, and you can just plug in that side panel, and bam, you're good to go. And the thing is, though, as cool as this thing is, every one of these guys has their cool qualities. I think this one really fits into a neat home with its weight and its half-ton potential towability that just most fifth wheel toy haulers can't match. And what's crazy is even with the black label upgrades, you know, like there's travel trailer toy haulers that have a very similar layout to this. We have found the 255RR Cherokee here at Haylett RV to price match or sometimes be less than some of the travel trailer toy haulers with similar layouts. And that's pretty awesome. They just are very good at what they do. So if you like what you see, give us a call, because we do it all at Haylett RV, except for hidden dealer fees. We'll leave those to the big box stores. Take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.